We're down to the final days of the campaign for the House District 72 special election. Earlier, I discussed the race with Herald Tribune political editor Zach Anderson in this edition of Political Corner. All right, Zach, we're counting it down, only a few more days before the District 72 election, and this race seems to be very close.
Yeah, it's attracting a lot of national interest here. This week, you saw Joe Biden, the former vice president, endorse the Democrat in the race, and apparently he's going to be cutting some robocalls for her that are going to go out to voters. On Sunday, coming up here, you have President Trump's former campaign manager who's going to be holding a rally and supposedly is going to tout the Republican candidate. You had the governor in town touting the Republican candidate. Former presidential candidate Martin O'Malley was here campaigning for the Democrats, so it's attracting quite a bit of interest.
And James Buchanan and Margaret Good spending a lot on television advertising.
Yeah, for a special election in February, it's really unprecedented to see this much money pouring into a race. I talked to one nonpartisan voter who got 16 mailers, I think, last week, 11 from Buchanan and 5 from Margaret Good. They're really spending a ton of money on trying to influence the vote here.
So let's put this in perspective. This person, whoever wins, they're going to be making what in Tallahassee?
$29,000 a year is what a state representative makes. So it's not a very high-paying position. It's really considered just a part-time position. The legislature only meets for 2 months out of the year. When you can consider all the outside money that is coming into this race, I've talked to people in the know who say that they think a few $1,000,000 will have been spent on this special election by the time it's all over.
But it's all about optics right now. We're in the midterm 2018 election year.
Yeah, that's really what this is really about. That's one reason why it's gotten a lot of attention, is because both parties are trying to make a statement heading into the November midterm election and show that they have some momentum. It was interesting. I was just out talking to voters today at the polls who were doing early voting, and I talked to one woman who said that, you know, normally she might not be paying attention to an election like this for kind of a lower profile seat, but after the 2016 presidential election, she's much more attuned to politics, and that's one of the reasons that she came out to vote this time around.
Zach, we really appreciate your perspective, and we know you'll be following this race.
Thanks a lot.
Vote by mail ballots are due back to the elections office by 7 p.m. on election night, February 13th, and early voting ends on Saturday.